Right, okay. What's going to happen in this game is we're all going to tell you a story, but they can only speak when the person sat on this stool is pointing at them. That's going to be me to start with. What I'm going to need from you is various pieces of information. First of all, a celebrity.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Sure. A fictional character.
Thor.
Thor. Solid choice. Something that they would be looking for. Pardon? Mjolnir. Somebody knows their Vikings.
Yggdrasil, maybe.
And can I have a non-geographic location, please?
Space.
Space. Couldn't be more geographic.
I thought you said non-geographic, sorry.
Yeah, well, no, it's fine. So they're in space, looking for Mjolnir, obviously Beaver and Thor. So, this game has to end at some point, so what we need from you, ladies and gentlemen, is if you feel that any of us have messed up at any point during the course of this, we're going to need you to shout the word die. Preferably all together as a group. If you'd like to practice for me one time. 1, 2, 3. Die! It's sufficiently intimidating.
But with the tone
yes.
that you said, no tone.
Yes, with that level of enthusiasm. Okay. Ways that we can mess up. Hesitation, you shout. Die. Failing to carry on from exactly where the previous person left off, even if that's mid-word. Die. Thank you very much. If somebody has chosen to give one character an accent which is not carried on by somebody else, you'll shout. Die. If you just don't like them, you'll shout. Die. No, that's not up to you. They're here whether you like them. Okay, so Justin Bieber, Thor, Mjolnir, space. Begin.
250 years in the future, the lone ship Castorberus goes across the inky blackness of space.
Shedding frozen matter from its sides, at its helm is Justin Bieber on his quest to man up and gain credibility.
Talking to his crew like William Shatner after a week at a spa. He was giving them orders in lyric form, which was confusing for them because a little known fact is that Justin Bieber doesn't know his left from his right.
This caused a problem for Justin because he was piloting the ship Die!
Mean. Jen, if you'd like to point.
Oh, okay.
No water for you.
Oh!
Your water for you.
Your work. And so their quest began as they searched.
High and low across the galaxy for
the mystical hammer Mjolnir, owned by Justin's friend Thor, sat in the co-pilot seat with him.
He was doing his hair like a boss, conditioner and letting it sit there for several different light
years. And finally it had set.
Upon his head in a beautiful, behemoth kind of a way. It was the finest locks of hair in all of space and time.
And Justin wanted it, but he wasn't going to own up to that yet. That's why he set off on this quest.
Suddenly, there was a scratching sound from one of the compartments at the back of the...
That was me, because Jen went like that.
That's not meant to go in. One of the compartments at the back of the bridge, and it opened to reveal a...
lone man holding a wolf.
Called Peter.
Who sang along with Justin's songs incessantly.
Which went much like this.
I'm going into space.
What do you mean?
To find a hammer there.
Why would you want it?
To hit you with, I'm hitting on
myself. Because I love myself, I'm a
narcissist. And then he went into a dance break that went a little bit like this.
Enough, said Thor, shaking his mighty.
The wolf howled at this noise.
Didn't carry on, I'm afraid, Jim. And so he shook his mighty fist
straight in Justin's face.
Which was the kind of thing Justin was
really into.
Because he was always a fan of being casually
assaulted by his nearest and dearest. Some
people think that's weird, but Justin was okay with it.
Which was unusual for him, because usually he complained about everything.
Today, however, he was feeling particularly sure of
himself. And found the location of Mjolnir.
It was on the moon, where
He left it.
Careless, careless Justin, always leaving legendary artifacts on different planets.
Like the time he left the lyre of Orpheus at the bottom of Earth.
well, it's a ridiculous place to leave it because
It got wet.
which wood instruments shouldn't be, because they will rot and then they will become useless and
Die. Justin was like a rotting lyre in many
Ways in that he sounded kind of squelchy and
soaken through with various wood and other.
rotting insects.
Yes, he had a bad case of space termites.
Which were
Being treated by
his own.
Lee friend, Thor. Who, as well as being co-pilot, was also a medical officer on board the Castorberus. Which continued to travel
Across the known
galaxy
where he would eventually lead to the ultimate prize, the one
and only
Mjolnir, which was
sitting on the moon,
amongst various other pieces of cheese and an empty box of Jacob's crackers,
which had been
left there,
by Justin's
cousin Buzz,
who was
also made out of cheese himself. He was the most unusual man. He would melt if he ever went
near the sun, but fortunately he was
left on the moon, which is why he managed to survive.
in the cold, cold,
Moon.
where no one
Could hear you scream at all. It was just silence.
silence.
Silence. Upon the sea of tranquility. That was how they knew it was so quiet, because it was tranquil.
Clever, eh?
Actually, they realised there was only one.
Thing to do. Peter, holding the wolf still, aimed it at... That was never clarified. But if you want me to die...
Ben there falling victim to the classic dangling modifier pitfall.